Love them or hate them, it goes without saying. They are a major reason for who you are today. Ultimately, they created the foundation of your being. Whether that foundation is good and solid or seconds from collapsing, it's because of the fam. Do you think my cousins would be who they are today if I didn't slap them in the middle of their sleep and chase them around with knives? Do you think I would have became the man that I am if my mom didn't give me that bloody nose for scaring my little brother in the car wash? I'm not gonna lie, that probably wasn't very necessary. But with that being said, allow me to present to you the worst types of family members. First, deadbeat dads. Dads have been going to get milk and never returning for centuries now. That method's so played, you would have thought they would have patched it by now. Parenthood is the scariest hood you ever gonna enter, and some niggas is just not up for it. The father figure is such an important role because it's part of the reason why some of these niggas are so odd and weird, and why some of these women have body counts that exceed the millions. There's a reason why under certain shit you gonna see somebody comment fatherless activity, and these niggas have a different level of demon within. You know how much you don't gotta give a fuck to see an innocent child look him in his face like this and be like, all right, young nigga, have a nice life, because you're not gonna be seeing me no more. The Lord hit me with a double whammy. My dad passed when I was 2. He up there listening to new Tupac songs and shit. But I also grew up with a stepfather that I saw as my dad. As a kid, you so oblivious to shit, I thought life was all good. My mom was about to give me a whoop and tell me go in the closet to go grab a belt. I open it up and only see her stuff in there. I'm like, what happened to dad's clothes? She talking about she gonna tell me after she give me this whooping. Come to find out they were splitting up. When I finally talked to him about it, he would tell me, don't worry, man, I still love you. I'm gonna see you all the time. This ain't nothing. Now we'll have a game one day. Nigga talk about he coming to pick me up. But safe to say I missed that game. As time went on, I would just see him less and less. Till 15 years later, I never saw the nigga again. And I saw this man as my dad from like 4 to 11 years old. Now that I think about it, I did actually speak to him one time. Got on the phone with him, he saw a picture of him, he said, man, you got so big. Duh, nigga. He ended up moving, have a whole different family and junk. Your mindset gotta be on a whole different level to move like this. But as I got older, I started to just realize that dads are just older us. I know you're probably like, Dior, that's obvious. Think about where you are mentally. Or just imagine yourself with a child. You're still the same nigga, just with a kid. And I say that not to give deadbeat dads the benefit of the doubt. Now that I'm an adult and I understand the responsibilities of a man, something about it don't make me hate that nigga like I did when I was a kid. All those feelings that I felt, all that time I spent, it really created me. Instead of being involuntarily taught a lot of things, I had to go out and seek that knowledge. And without that muscle, I wouldn't be who I am today. For better or for worse, it gave me a I only need me mindset. Second, grandparents. Now, grandparents are the kindest, nicest, sweetest people on earth. They dead ass have your back through anything. My grandmother co-signed on my first car with me, helped me get into my first place. Even as a child, saved me from getting whooping. Right before the belt touched ass, my grandmother would come through, talking about do not whoop him. But the reason why they made the worst types of family members list is because they old as shit. They can't help it. Everything about them is old. When you link with them, it's gonna be a history lesson. I used to go out in the middle of Bumblefuck, Texas to go see my grandmother. She was like 90, living on her own. Every time we would pull up out there, it would give me a real reality check. My grandmother's house was one of them houses that you would see in a movie from the 1800s. Every step you took, the whole house would creak. Her chairs were old, her fridge was old. And every time I go out there, I would lose a few pounds. Cause when you would be like, grandma, I'm hungry, she'd tell you to go in there and fix yourself something. Every cereal box she had didn't even have no mascot on it. Apple Jacks just had an apple and a cinnamon stick. Cereal from the Cold War. Got corn flakes. Frosted Flakes, but Tony the Tiger looked like he in a van waiting for children. All of it expired 16 years ago. My grandma had some bread that was moldy at the front and the back. I said, grandma, you need to go ahead and throw that away. She said, no, the bread in the middle's still good. You and that old ass bread and old ass mindset can get the hell out. And an old grandparent from the South is even worse. Have your ass eating the most bizarrest of slave food. Frog calves and chicken spines and shit. Another thing about grandparents is that if it's not money, they give the worst of gifts. The worst thing a kid can get from Christmas from their grandparent is clothes. Because it's gonna be straight bullshit. Tube socks and junk. I remember my grandma came through with some gifts. Me and my cousins opened it up as some jeans. When I tell you these was the most starched boot cut shits we've ever seen in our life, it was so bad it wasn't even one of those gifts where you act like you like. We said thank you, but it's not it. And don't ask them for nothing specific. I remember when I was younger, I asked my grandma to get me 2K14. I got 2K7. She called me a month later, asked if I was still playing that game. I just lied and told her yeah. Lastly, about grandparents, everybody didn't experience this, but if you had a real church lady grandparent, my grandmother used to have us in church like it was school. When Sunday would come around, she would come through, pick all of us up, bring us straight to this little ass church. Let me break down how serious they took this. My grandfather lived a 600-pound life. The only places I saw him were in the bed and at church. When we do Thanksgiving dinners, birthday dinners, anything out, he would pull up, but he would not come in. He would sit in his truck outside for the whole time we were there. My grandma would come in, say, y'all go out there, say hello to y'all's grandfather. But come Sunday, that nigga got his big ass up and got to church. They'd have us in there for hours. To the point one of my cousins got so sick of it, he started rebelling. Cousin kept falling asleep in church. When they would have us all stand up and listen to them long ass songs, he ain't stand up, he was asleep. She'd tell him, Joshua, get up. Mind you, that wasn't even his name. My grandmother disregarded all of our names and gave us all names from the Bible that she calls us till this day. This is how much she wasn't playing. That nigga's name is Bytron. Anyways, he didn't get up. He stayed sitting down. So my grandma got with him, said, get up right now. That day, a demon had entered the church, and it was my cousin. He gonna look at my grandma and say, church is for old people that ain't got nothing else to do before they die. I looked at my cousin like I imagined them niggas looked at Judas. My grandma was a sweet old church lady, but was far from that in that moment. Took him to the bathroom and tore him. Third, that degenerate uncle. Think about the degenerate uncle as your most treacherous, wildest friend, but just older. But so he's not as crazy, but it's still in him. This uncle will say whatever, do whatever, act however. This uncle is really just a nigga. Through and through. If both the uncles I'm about to talk about were here today, I'm sure we would be the best of friends because we were really close when they were here. Because now that I'm older, I get them. That degenerate uncle just sees you and the things that you're doing, and it just reminds him of his past. These two uncles I'm talking about were in the street so crazy. One of them was Trapper of the Year, and one of them was Junkie of the Year. Sorry, but both of them had real knowledge. Them niggas really knew what was going on. He was on my dad's side, and like I mentioned, my dad passed. My dad was his older brother, and he would tell me some of the things he did to me was to get back at my dad for how he did him. But it was all love because he knew I didn't have that male figure at the crib. So every summer I'll go out to Atlanta to see him. He used to clown me so bad. He would see me run, be like, you run like a girl. Call me a crybaby, have me cutting grass, have me doing 10-hour shifts with him. He was a truck driver, 12 years old, hooking up trailers to a truck, changing 18-wheeler tires and jobs. Put me in these uncomfortable situations, make me walk up to random women, tell them that they were beautiful, and if I didn't do it, he was gonna clown my ass. And as I got older and I ponder on those times with him, it was very clear that everything was a lesson. Anything soft about me, he was trying to get rid of all of that. I got his little punk ass a few times though. When I got older, I made sure to get my get back. He was a swole prison built nigga. So when we were younger, we would play basketball. He couldn't really hoop. He just bullied me. Got a little bit older, got a little bit bigger. Backing him down to the paint, put a little body on him. Nigga fall over. Did that in front of his mans. His partner talk about, ooh, got your ass. Why my uncle get up, grab the ball, slam it in my stomach?
Talk about do that again, I'm gonna knock your ass out.
I never forget that shit, bro. My other uncle was the original yap-aholic. He was one of them people where you see him calling and you dead ass gotta just watch that whole ring. Because once you got on the phone and got off and looked at the duration of that phone call, your ass done been on there for 2 hours. Thing about him, he wasn't as tough love. Before he passed, he used to always tell me he proud of me because he saw his past and he saw the path of others and wanted to make sure that I stayed on that straight and narrow. But one thing about him is
his unk ass was freaky as hell.
Whenever we get on the phone and he talk about girls, telling me these old songs to make sweet love to him to. Tell me keep my options open, have different women. And he had this real unk sinister laugh. After everything he said. I remember one day he called me. I picked it up, he asked me what I'm doing. I said, I'm kicking it with my girl, thinking he gonna let me get off. He said, yo girl, send me a picture of worst mistake I could have done. I sent this nigga a picture of my girl. You would have thought the nigga had an orgasm on the phone. He talking about, oh man, if I was your age, I'd take your girl. I'd be on her like white on right. I'd be on her like bubble gum on the bottom of a shoe. Mind you, these are actual things he was saying to me. Like, watch out, Unc, man, I'm laughing with him. And after that, up until his passing, he always asking about my girl. But one thing about both of them, they was always giving game. For the most part, they was always right. Fourth, sibling. Siblings start out as some of the most annoying motherfuckers on this planet. At least how they were for me. They have age gaps. I don't know how it is for y'all who have close siblings. I'd imagine it's the same though. Of course you love them, but early on they always on your dick, worrying about what you doing, where you're going. Who is that? Who is this? But ain't it funny, as you get older, them become your people. Y'all be locked in, plugged in like a socket. They start out as your biggest op, but then y'all come together because y'all have a common enemy, your parents. I was the only child for 10 years, didn't have no other little niggas to worry about. Then came my little brother. Like I mentioned, deadbeat father, that stepdad that I had, that was his biological dad. When my mom was gone grinding at work, I had to take care of my brother all the time. Niggas come to my door, can Dior come outside? Nah, I'm watching my little brother. I'm talking about this went all the way through high school, bro. I was taking my little brother to school, missing out on money, fun, girls. And that little ungrateful nigga used to snitch on me so bad. I remember I came into the house, my mom just looked at me and said, you grounded, you can't go nowhere. I said, what would I do? How's your little brother saying he's seeing smoke come up in the air from you outside?
I said, oh no.
Now he's 15, living his life, doing his thing with a little brother to tell on him. And I just thought about this. When I got older, I didn't have a lot of people to call on for financial health. Since my little brothers see my YouTube channel, some of their friends showing them my TikTok, these niggas think I'm making $1 million a month. They already ready to drain my pocket. Fifth, mothers. Now, if you haven't seen a common theme through this video, family members is just a title. Obviously, you can see the love is strong and deep for every single one of these people. Even a deadbeat dad, there's some love there for that nigga still. So don't take it serious. The reason why moms made this list is because they love you too much. Your mom loves you so much that she becomes the biggest op. The only thing she's worried about is what's best for you. You be wanting to make bad decisions, go off the deep end. She gonna be right there in your ear telling you why not. Y'all remember when your mom would tell you she knows you more than you know yourself? She do. My mom was right about so much shit, it makes me upset. Your mom wanna keep you safe so bad, it make you wanna destroy your life. Especially if you had a strict mother like myself. I was only 17-year-old nigga with my mom calling me, checking in every 2 seconds while I was gone. All for good reason. When I look back, if I was out any later, who knows what I would have got into. One thing your mom gonna do too is tell all your business. You mess up, best believe your whole family knows by tomorrow. And she gonna talk about your ass right in front of your face. Looking to her friend like, yeah, he thought he was gonna be able to get away with that. And that mother intuition is so crazy. She know when some shit not right. You outdo her wrong. Power that mothers have on you is so crazy, bro. You don't wanna hurt their feelings. You get mad, you gotta stay respectful. Whatever they say goes. Y'all know that feeling y'all got when you were doing whatever you were doing as a kid? Look down at your phone and see you got 5 missed calls from your mother. That was a death sentence in itself. You call back and it's very few words. For me, it was get home. Don't ask to do nothing else. Even to this day, at this age that I'm at now, if I miss too many calls from my mom, we finally get on the phone. When I get back on that phone, she's frying my shit, telling me I got her fucked up in some motion. And I'm telling you, bro, it wasn't until I got out the house that I realized how great of a job my mother did with me. Through all the strictness, all the yapping and lectures, the telling me what I can and can't do, I really look back and understand that it was just all a lesson. Prepared me for life, because she seen what a sorry nigga looked like. And although she couldn't raise me to be a man, she was gonna give me the principles and morals and values to have to be the best man that I can be. We talk on the phone to this day about that, and I make sure I always thank. I know not everybody's relationship with their parents might be this way, but I do want y'all to take a step back, call your mom, tell her you thank her and you love her. That being said, man, another video in the wrap. So I want to say I apologize for being gone so long. I was dealing with some sickness all throughout my house. Everybody in the crib was sick. Some other things came up as well, but I ain't gonna lie, 2025, I'm rushing you niggas. I'm posting so much content, it's gonna be crazy. In regards to the video, I just want to say make sure you call that family member, bro. All jokes aside, I've lost a lot of people that I wish I could call right now. And that pain hurts when you can't do it anymore. So before you binge the rest of the videos on this channel, give your people a call, bro. Like this video, sub up, comment up, and I love y'all so much. I'm so grateful for what y'all doing for me. Let's have a great 2025. ADD lad, ooh.